Panda. I got broads in Atlanta. Just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers. Hitting the licks in the band. Legacies.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Social Gist. And today is our first podcast, the first hopefully of many. With me today, I will have the company of my brother. Some would say from another mother. Some would call him Lecher. Some would call him Kopros. Some would call him Cocco.
Bastard.
Nevertheless, he is somebody that I find extremely interesting. I find that he has a certain vision of life, a certain view. And I thought it was a very good premise to discuss that in public, not with the intention of publicly shaming him, but I do believe that a lot of people will find his opinions and his views quite interesting, and obviously they're up for debate. So today we're going to begin with that. We're going to discuss a few topics. We're going to discuss some aspects of his life and how he came to the world. And I hope that it will be extremely interesting. I really hope that it will be more interesting than the first pilot that we did. But before that, Costa, are you ready?
Oh, good. I'm excited. Let's see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be great.
Mm.
Let's get it on. Let's start.
Very well. I think we're definitely going to have fun, and that is ultimately the real purpose of it. But we've always wanted to do something like this. As far as I can remember, I always wanted to broadcast. I've always been involved in music earlier in my years, more than now, and I believe this is a very good opportunity for us to get back into this and share with the world our views, which some might find funny, some might find offensive, some might find very boring or curious, but this is our version of it, and we want to have a lot of fun and discuss interesting topics, as I said before, and have more importantly the world view the reality that my brother lives through. Some people will say that this is a very particular case of abuse. And they might actually be right, but I believe the key element here is the reality in which Costa lives in. I think that is something that people will find interesting, and it will definitely have give us a topic to talk about. Now, I've given you all my view and the reasons on why I decided to do this, and I really wanted to do this, and I also brought these reasons to Costa, and he was in. I was very happy that he wanted to join. I'm not sure that he's really aware of what he's getting into. Hopefully, we'll find out. But nothing is better than hearing it from the man himself, and then let's see his reasoning.
Yeah, was it a question, or did you say anything like?
Yeah, you see, this is what I'm talking about. He's always focused, always on point. So, yeah, Costa, what I did is I basically asked you on what the reasons are for you to join me, and what do you think will come out of this? And it's at this point that I want to clarify that this is not scripted. This is not scripted at all. This is how he is. This is how we communicate all the time. So, Costa.
Well, of course, it started from you.
Mm-hmm.
You had the brilliant idea to do this.
Always.
We're going to talk about many things here.
Yeah. Hopefully things that you will understand. Hopefully things that will make sense. Hopefully things that will give us a little bit more an insight to how your brain actually works. But I believe that first and foremost, it's important to bring back a little bit, when Coco was little, a little bit about your history, why you were adopted, and, get some insight on where the trauma began.
Well, I wasn't adopted. I was born in Athens.
Mm-hmm.
My father is Italian, my mother is Greek. After 3 years that we stayed in Athens, we moved to New Zealand. I grew up there till I was 11 years old. I loved the place. And then, because Dad's work, we had to move around the world. So we moved to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
We went over to Italy, to Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had to go to Egypt. I stayed there for about 12 years. Then again, we returned to Italy for finishing university, and we had a great time in Italy. We loved it. And then again, we have to move again for business. And we went back to Greece. I moved back to Egypt. I stayed in Sharm el-Sheikh for at least 8 years. I was working in the hotels, and then I moved to the casino. So I'm
It's amazing how many times you've said and
one of the biggest casinos in Egypt. And then with the Egyptian Revolution, I had to leave. Foreigners had to leave there. I came here in Cyprus, where you guys were living. And I decided to stay here. I like it here. It's nice, sunny, beaches, beautiful weather. And the life over here is quite simple, very relaxing. Got a lot of time on your hand. And you can travel all around the world from here. Quite central. So I'm here, and I'm here to stay.
Right. So I don't want to, sound a little bit harsh, but it sounds like your comment on Egypt was a little bit racist.
I'm not racist at all.
Why?
But I understand that every country, especially there are different cultures. There are races all around the world. Everybody.
You realize that doesn't make sense.
But it doesn't bother me. I understand. It's something that everybody has in their blood from they were grew up with it. And
so this is basically the reality. Once again, this is not scripted. These are real viewpoints, and I'm not sure at this point if it's a matter of being racist or being ignorant. I don't know, Cocco. Well, what do you think? Well, I mean, what is your view?
1 to 10. So you're asking me if I'm ignorant.
Well,
if I'm not ignorant.
I don't know if I'm asking.
Yeah. I could be 3 out of 10. So I'm not ignorant.
Well.
So not everything, but most of it I do. Most of it I understand from the other person's point of view, because I moved around the world, so I know what not every person, but most of the people, what they think about racism.
Wow. Okay. But, that doesn't sound very concise as an argument. I mean, either against racism or against ignorance. But I guess, there's no real solution to the problem, and the problem here seems to be the way that you think. Now, I think I do need to explain to our listeners at this point that maybe you will think in the way that I'm talking to Costa that maybe I'm a little bit harsh, maybe.
Asshole.
Yeah, well, that too. But at the end of the day, there's really no malice involved. There are a few reasons why I do this, and yes, I'm definitely taking shots at him, and I'm definitely abusing him. But he's my little brother, so I'm kind of entitled to do that. And he's entitled to reply and to respond in his own way with whatever he can. But I think it's overall it's a very healthy thing, because these kind of confrontations bring up debates, they bring up arguments, they bring up discussions, they bring up different opinions and different ideas. So all in all, it is a healthy thing, as long as you're not doing it with any malice. Of course, we've had arguments, and we've been against each other's throat, and that's part of, I think, the way it goes. We can't really control that. But the name calling, the fat shaming,
Raper.
Well, okay, that's a bit harsh, but it's all part of the process. I think it's all healthy. Again, we have a laugh, we enjoy, we have a good time. There's no rivalry in that sense, because frankly, between me and you, there's no competition. And all in all, I think Costa will agree to that. I mean, you can't really argue with the facts, and you can't argue with reality. But
I don't agree with them.
Well, yeah, okay,
but you're going to do it anyway, so
exactly. So, okay. What are you going to do?
Get back.
Now, having established that, I think it's time for us to go into the actual social gist. And in this case, what we're going to discuss is the coronavirus that affected us, affected the world. And in this particular case, it also affected Costa. So what we're going to go through is a little bit through Costa's story and analyze a little bit the social gist on that in comparison maybe to myself and to other people that can relate or non-relate to his story. Because it's also a matter of, as I said at the very beginning, we want to understand how this mind works. We want to understand how this mind reasons. And, the core question is Costa really lucky? Is he a really lucky man? I mean, do things just happen to him regardless of whether he's aware of it or not? And, it just always turns out. So he is in the belief that what he does and what he says is fine and is all right. Or is he a genius mastermind that where in appearance it looks like he's losing grasp with reality, struggling with basic forms of communication, adding a dash of racism, a dash of ignorance, all in all, just to cover up the and give us the illusion that he doesn't know what he's doing, but in reality he's got it all figured out. So this is his story. This is what happened to him during the lockdown that we had here in Cyprus. Some would say it's an unlucky story. Some would say it's a very lucky story. Depending on the point of views, you'll definitely be the judge of that.
Tell you that I'm not lucky. I'm unlucky. First of all,
Well,
I've lost my job. Starting from Egypt, I was working in one of the casinos. It was amazing. You had a really good salary there. Fucking revolution came out.
Well,
and I had to leave. I had to leave Egypt.
Yeah, well, that does sound a bit racist.
No, I'm not saying because people there are ignorant.
Wow.
I'm not racist telling that, but they are ignorant because 93% of the people, they didn't go to school till last 10 years.
Well, you say that, but then, you're not exactly expressing yourself in an academic manner. It seems that, you've missed out on a class or two yourself. I don't know if you're in the position to be able to say something like that, Well,
perhaps, but it fucked up my life. That's not nice.
Well, I'm sure it isn't, but at the same time, I mean, the revolution happened for a reason.
Well,
it happened because obviously, they also want their jobs back. They also want to have more control. They want to have more power. They could easily get you a job.
Because they don't know how to do it. I've studied to do it, and I know how to do it well. So that's why they pay me good money for my job.
Yeah, but you're not exactly the only one.
Many people don't get this opportunity because it's the way of life over there, and they haven't studied it. So there's not so many professionals to do my job, my kind of work. So I'm not saying that stupid, not all of them.
Wow.
I'm not saying they're stupid. They're quite intelligent people, but they weren't allowed to study. Or they couldn't study
because
for reasons, but a lot of them couldn't do my job.
And you're certain about that.
Then again, the revolution that you said, right?
Yeah.
I didn't create the revolution. The revolution was made from the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah, but
they threw out Mubarak.
That's not the point. That's not the point, though.
And the people like that because Mubarak was like a bad leader for 30 years.
And
only the rich could go through. Everybody else had to stay back. So, the revolution was right for them, and led to, I think, a better situation there now.
Okay.
But I lost my job, so I had to come here in Cyprus.
Yeah, I get that.
And when I came here, it was very difficult for me to find a job. I was overqualified, so many companies wouldn't take me. They said it right in front of my face, you're overqualified.
Oh.
So,
I see. And you're absolutely certain that the reason why you didn't get a job was because you were overqualified. It wasn't because any other attribute maybe,
I knew you were going to say something like that.
No, but,
No.
I'm just saying, I mean, I do interviews all the time. I do thousands and thousands of interviews. And And sometimes, the person that you have on the other side doesn't necessarily fit the criteria that you want. And for this purpose,
no,
sure,
they told me.
they told you that you're overqualified. But in reality,
It doesn't matter. I'm dyslexic. I am dyslexic, but it doesn't mean I'm stupid.
no, I'm just saying that, maybe you're a little bit ignorant and maybe you're a little bit racist. It's nothing, it's actually in today's day, it's quite the norm. But I'm just saying, maybe the attributes that you had, it's not like you were the only person in Cyprus that knew how to do what you were doing, right?
So 5 languages, 3 of them, I know them well.
Well, okay. Well is a
I know
big
how
word.
to speak Egyptian. I don't know how to write it, but I know how to speak. I know French. We both know French.
Yeah, but I know how to read.
Greek and Italian.
Yeah, again,
Well,
again, there's more to the language than just speaking it. It's about reading, writing. So let's fast forward to when you came to Cyprus, back to March. Can we do that, please?
Well, I was working for a Forex company. Started off as
an agent. Before you continue into that, I'm still a little bit puzzled how you came here. You were looking for a job as an IT, and you were overqualified, as if like, I don't know, the systems here don't work at the level of the rest of the world, or nobody else knows what to do, what you can do.
it does make sense, because if I know how to do service, installations,
And
cabling and wiring, everything from camera to security to everything that is in my CV.
okay, but still, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there are people. Well, I'm pretty sure. I know for a fact that there are people that can do exactly the same things that you're doing, and that are equally qualified. I still tend to think that maybe they told you you were overqualified for other other attributes, because there definitely are. There are people here that are qualified, that are capable of doing jobs. There is a necessity because Cyprus is highly developed. So
Yes, they are. Find them, of course. Not all of them are Cypriots.
Again, that
Come
sounds
from foreign countries.
a little bit racist.
The thing is, Cyprus doesn't have the or they don't need it, basically, for the job.
What do you mean they don't need
Companies
it?
in Limassol, for example.
Yeah, but what do you mean? I mean, it's impossible that there isn't the necessity here in Cyprus.
Yeah, you don't have servers, stations. You don't have farms or service farms.
Yeah, but why
basically.
would? Yeah, but what's the
Why are you
point?
laughing? You ever heard of this?
No, I'm being ignorant right now.
Yeah,
but
for service. It's called a farm server. Yeah, so there's like a big place with tons of service inside. So they don't have it here.
And is that the only thing you can do?
They have it in Germany. They have it in England. They have it in a lot of places. But here they have 2 or 3 of them. You don't need more. But
Yeah,
there's
and
no many positions available for this kind of job.
Jesus.
So they have this normal thing of Forex. They have, 500 computers inside. Just need to connect them together. That's a simple job. And then the ITs from, Israel, from France, from England, they take over.
But not from Italy.
And they do it all remotely.
Okay. So again, I don't understand in this picture.
So
There's a little bit of echo here.
I could, but it's already taken from other people from other countries. So they're doing it remotely.
So
My job that other people do here is the ITs that are here are just connecting computers and installing Windows. That's
and you want to do something bigger in life as connecting servers. There's no no joy, no glory with PCs or connecting PCs. I don't understand.
I'm not finished yet.
Okay. Well, you know what? I mean, I thought really.
Okay.
This was going to go different.
I was working with customer support.
Okay.
In a Fox company, so it was quite simple.
Okay.
Then I got my boss promoted a night manager for the Australian team, a new section that we had.
Okay.
I took it. I helped our team to start.
To become big, to increase their revenue.
They knew their job. They was quite good. We were like much more powerful than English team. So our system was.
So when you say you were much more powerful, can you define that? Because
we were like making more money for the Australian team than the European team.
So you mean as an Australian?
More hits, more leads.
Okay.
Our numbers were higher than the European team.
Okay.
Half the team of the European.
Okay, you were more successful. I wouldn't actually say powerful. That's a big word.
Well, we lost our license because they did.
So yeah,
that's wrong publicity in Australia. So Australia kicked us out.
That's what happens when you're too powerful. Sometimes power gets to your head. Yeah.
Well, okay. So I was promoted to be the night manager. I was going to get the job for it and everything written down. So.
And here we're coming to the point where you're actually going to tell me something interesting, and on how this is going to develop, right?
I come in. I went for back office.
Okay.
Because I did under that manager.
So not so interesting after all.
Me. So I went to this.
This.
Because I'm a funny person. Everybody likes me. I'm not saying it just because I think it.
Of course, you have proof.
They say it. They love me in the office.
Of course.
I bring joy, happiness. I help everybody.
Like Jesus.
Everybody who helps in the IT section and in customer support.
Okay.
Asks me, I always help.
Except your manager.
That's why they love me.
Okay.
I help them.
Well, no.
Just a likable person.
Okay. So, now, can we possibly move on a little bit forward to what was the cue of our conversation and the reason why we started this story? Because,
I know how to speak.
I know, but, I thought this story was going to be interesting.
I'm educated, too.
Yeah, you've proven that tonight. But it's just a matter of, I thought this was going to be interesting. But it's a little bit boring, to be honest. I have to apologize.
So, this prick, basically, called me in, as soon as I got in the office, called me in HR's office and said, we need to talk.
Okay.
So I said, oh, wow.
You said that? You said, oh, wow.
A week before, and I said, my girlfriend. He didn't have a girlfriend then.
What was in the audio?
So, my old manager, I wanted to leave, and I had a connection in the other company. So I gave my CV already to them. They said, perfect. We will have the interview on Monday.
They said perfect.
So on Friday, they called me in, my own company, they called me in, said we need to talk in the HR's office. I went in the office. There was my new manager, of, back office, and the old asshole, the customer support manager.
Okay. And what happened then?
Plus the HR lady. Okay, so they had already the paper ready on the table. They said, he turned around, he said, listen, it's not working out for us. This is the final day.
Okay.
And I'm not, going to work from Monday. You're not going to work. My new manager was crying because she wanted me to work there, but she was crying.
Okay, yeah.
She was upset because she didn't want me to leave, but the manager that I was working before, he was above her. So, and he wanted to fire me because I wrote...
Yeah, but did you know her?
Oh, she knew me because we were working together for a long time.
When? In the same company?
No, because it's reflecting the monitor and you can't see my eyes.
Okay. So, let's move on.
No, she was upset because I was leaving. She didn't want me to leave. She told me that after in the hall that she didn't want to leave.
But this is becoming a little bit more like a soap opera.
You asked for it.
Yeah, I asked for it because I thought it was going to be interesting. I mean, at the first round, the way that you said it, well, it looked like it was going to be exciting. It was like turning points and twists and this is not exactly very exciting. I don't know. Maybe the listeners find it more appealing, but I was expecting for the story to be a little bit more exciting. To be honest, just let's move forward because let's see how can we just jump to the point where you get fired, then what happens, and what date was this? When did this actually happen? And let's see if it gets a little bit more exciting.
The 6th of February.
It's the day you got fired.
Yeah.
And then you got to the new job. You found a new job. You started a new job
after a week.
Okay.
But
what happened?
Well, I filed for unemployment, and everything was great. Everything was perfect.
Everything was great.
And I had done the 3 interviews with new job.
Okay.
They liked me. All the managers liked me.
Of course they did. They always do.
I say all the time, but they did. They accepted me. They did all the tests they wanted to do and everything. And when I got everybody loved me. Yeah.
Everybody loves you. Okay.
Everybody.
You're
gonna get a beating afterwards.
Okay, so I think this is the point where we're actually things are going to turn sideways. I mean, you were just fired, and that's very sad.
Yeah.
But from this point on, this is a point where we were struck in Cyprus by the coronavirus. So everything that you had planned, everything you were about to start, everything started going down south within just a few weeks, right? In 2
or 3 weeks, everyone went to shit. Basically, I lost my job. The one, okay, I didn't even like it, but I found this one here. I was so excited to start in a new position, completely different.
Okay, but when you say excited, I mean how excited? How much? Can you show me? Of course.
That excited.
Okay.
No, I was really excited to start a new place and with a new position completely.
And
then we had this fucking lockdown with COVID-19.
Okay.
And I had to move. I couldn't move. I couldn't even we had to stay in home. So
in the home, is that a new term?
Couldn't go to work. Then I get a phone call from the new job that they're going to close that team.
Okay.
So you go. Yeah.
It really sounds like wherever you go, you kind of bring this.
No, it wasn't because of me.
Jinx.
Maybe I'm unlucky. That's the thing. I am unlucky.
Yeah, but if.
And they said this year is going to be your luckiest year ever.
Well, in a way, you did find love.
But that's bullshit.
No, it's not. No, it seems like it's not only a matter of bad luck, but it seems like wherever you go, it's not only you that loses a job. It's you make others lose their job as well. It's like your bad luck or your jinxing gets extended to the people that are around you.
Not only the interview and everything, but the whole life.
Well, yeah. It kind of looked like the stars are not exactly running in your favor.
I lost you there.
Yeah.
You went off to the stars and everything.
I thought so.
That.
Every time I use a little bit more of a complex vocabulary, you tend to lose me.
No, don't know how to read, only images, eh?
Well, yeah, but you can see, in all what that happened within just 3 weeks, and you lost a job that you were unhappy, and you were in a difficult situation. Despite that, something positive did come out of this, and obviously you found love. So one thing that you can consider yourself lucky, at least for this year. I'm not. I don't want to say in the future, but for now. You found love. At least you gained that out of 2020.
Well, last year.
Yeah,
last year from August, I haven't been with this girl.
Yeah, but you're still together.
That's a good thing. I'm still with this girl.
That's good.
And we are planning to get married and have kids.
But,
I know.
But
she's the one.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody's very, very happy for you, and hopefully she loves you too.
What do you mean? She thinks she loves me.
Okay.
Yeah, No, she adores me.
Are
She
you
doesn't feel
sure?
sorry for me.
You
I
know,
know
like
she loves me.
it's some sort of pity, and she's basically just trying to. She's got this maybe it's not Stockholm syndrome. It's something else. Uh, like when you're feeling sorry for
Quite like
the
it to be a lot. She loves me to pieces.
yeah, but love tends to be blind, and who knows? Maybe she.
She's not blind.
Okay,
She's not blind. She's not blind.
okay.
You got to say that.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't saying anything. I was just
I know
thinking.
she loves me, and
No, that's very good. No, I'm. So what's up next? What are you doing now?
we're finishing training next week.
Hmm.
So we are working. After.
Okay, so the question that would naturally arise is, why are you doing training if you're overqualified?
What a prick.
No, I'm just.
No, this is a different job that I'm doing. It's
Yeah, I understand, but I mean it's a different company, but the job is more or less the same. I mean you've been doing the same thing now for what, a couple of years, and the back office, and you're overqualified IT, so it shouldn't be. I don't understand why you're not training people and they're training you,
no, completely different.
unless you're like admitting that you're not
Yeah,
qualified.
actually, yeah. I'm not overqualified on this job.
Okay, so this is a new learning
On
curve.
IT, I'm overqualified, yeah.
Of course. What else?
But on this job, no.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're finishing our training.
Mm-hmm.
Our team leader is great.
Okay.
Our manager is even great.
Greater, you mean?
Company is amazing.
Okay. And hopefully you won't have the same run-ins with with the previous
No,
manager,
actually,
yeah?
he's a fantastic guy, the manager. He's
Okay.
a really nice guy.
That's good to hear.
Completely the opposite of our manager
So,
company.
good. Back to the lockdown. What did you do while you were off?
The period of coronavirus didn't actually do shit.
Okay.
I was like playing.
Sure you didn't.
In the lockdown. I know I didn't do
Locknight.
shit, jack shit. I was reading about the COVID-19, what was going on.
That's wrong. You don't read.
Getting up in the morning, having breakfast, sitting down, watching a movie, then moving a little bit, going out, just ground floor, and come back up, putting on PlayStation 4, playing games, watching another movie, going shopping once a week.
Okay.
That's it. Nothing else.
Okay. But with all that eating and all that cooking, how did the weight loss work out for you?
Actually, I didn't put any weight on. I lost weight. I wasn't eating as much as I was eating in house. So I wasn't going for McDonald's. I wasn't going for KFC. And I was actually eating pasta salads.
And yet you look exactly the same, if not worse, than before the lockdown. Well, I cousins.
I know. And that, I was eating a lot of that too, because
Yeah?
staying in home, the girlfriend living together, you eat a lot of pussy.
What?
Gonna be, oh.
Okay.
Probably not going to see the first episode, I think.
Yeah, thank God the
Not gonna
microphone
show.
is work. Now, let's talk a little bit about the coronavirus, because I think it's a very, very interesting way that it developed. It affected the entire world, and some countries were affected very, very, very harshly. There were thousands of deaths, but it was also interesting from the prospect of it exploded in China. Apparently, somebody got bit by a bat, and then that exploded and that multiplied, and it affected a lot of people. And that went on for a few months, and then all of a sudden it died down there. It seemed to be under control. The Chinese did an amazing job with building the hospital to to help all those that were infected. And then all of a sudden it explodes in Italy, and everybody's like, how can that possibly happen? And it explodes at a rate that's unbelievable. And from there, then there's obviously Spain, there's obviously the rest of Europe, but also in the United States. So, there are a lot of conspiracy theories around that idea. There's a notion of the 5G antennas and related to the lockdown. There are people saying that it wasn't actually a bat that bit a person, but it was created in a lab. So, there are tons of theories about it. And, of course, you yourself being really in love with conspiracy theories, I wanted to know your take on it. What do you think about that?
What I heard and what I've read on the internet, basically, it started over in Wuhan, and
sounds like a little bit like Al Pacino.
In China. Basically, they say it's a bat there. What? Wuhan.
Wuhan. Okay.
Started over there. They say it's a bat. They say it's like something like an armadillo, another animal that transmitted everything. They say they ate it. No, they say that it got scratched. Somebody got scratched and then transmitted. The Americans say, Trump and other people in the government say that it was done in a lab. They still have no cases, and all the scientists in the world say, no, it's not done in a lab. It's impossible. So basically, it broke out. But it was China's fault.
Really?
That it broke out because they had a pandemic already there, and they let people from Wuhan travel around the world. More than 5 million people traveled around the world.
Okay. But don't you find that interesting? Like, this small village in China, maybe small to comparison to the rest of Europe, it suddenly exploded from there, and it affects so many other countries.
It's not a village. Wuhan has more than 60 million people.
Are you sure?
The region has more than 60 million people.
Okay.
So it's quite massive, this place. But, you go to Shanghai, you go to Beijing, from that, you're in contact with other people. Maybe the other people go to the other countries, not, people from Wuhan only. So, it spreads like that. So it spread and went to America, went all around the world. And then they said in China they have no casualties, so there's less, 100 a day maybe.
Yeah, but
that's bullshit.
Yeah, but even that, there was an issue with how it was reported, no? Because at the beginning they were reporting all the cases, whether they got infected, those that were under scrutiny, and those that were under lockdown.
Casualties, yeah.
And they were reporting the casualties, they were reporting all that, but then all of a sudden they started not reporting everything, or they weren't reporting it clearly enough, and it looked like, at least at the appearance, that the casualties were going down, and everybody started to have a positive view. In fact, taking out that risk, or that fear factor, is possibly also the reason why it just exploded in other parts, because nobody took it seriously.
They actually said, they need 1 year at least 1 year to prepare a vaccine, and we're not going to find it now, the vaccine. Forget about it. They can't bring anything up. They say for this pill that Trump says you should get this pill with chlorine in it or something like that.
Yeah.
It says it works.
Yeah, but
the next day that he said it on the TV, the next day here in Cyprus, all the pharmaceutical companies stopped giving it away. They just put a block on that, so nobody could get it. That was fucked up.
Why?
It might have worked, might have not worked, but the pharmaceutical companies just stopped selling it.
Well, that doesn't make sense, though. Why would they stop selling it if they could make money off it? But I think it's more to the point that maybe, Trump saying it and him not being a doctor, and him being more like a crazy person, more likely that, people didn't take it seriously, and they didn't want to create even more problems. Because obviously if somebody comes out and says oh, you know what, you should take Coca-Cola with aspirin, and that'll definitely cure you. And people start doing that with the thought that, they're actually finding a cure. When in reality, they're actually suffering. it's actually a lot more serious. So, maybe it was done to contain even further side effects or further problems. I don't know.
Well, that's for me bullshit,
Why?
basically.
Why?
Okay, so I think what it was, America didn't want to be the last to install 5G. Okay, Trump basically. They want to be the last ones to have 5G in the major cities. The outbreak was basically the result of 5G not going around the world. But every country has at least 5 to 10 major cities that have already installed 5G.
Okay.
They think 5G will produce cancer. They will produce all normality in the bodies.
Yeah,
I think that 5G is as 4G is. Nothing different, a little bit more powerful, but you need more antennas, more installations around the cities. It is not so long range, it's short range. So you need more antennas. The antennas are not so good for the people, but it's like 4G, I think. There's nothing different.
Okay, so I don't know. I'm probably ignorant in this, but why don't you explain Why don't you explain a little bit why it's dangerous?
Well, it's like a microwave, basically, right? Microwaves.
Well,
5G works on the same more or less level of microwave, the one that you have in the house. So it's not good for you.
Yeah, but my microwave is not an antenna.
No.
Yeah, so...
The antennas use less power. Microwave use more power. Microwaves have the radio waves, basically, are much more
I'm losing you.
powerful because they use more energy. Okay? The antennas, they have the same waves, but use less energy. So the antennas don't give you this problem. If you stick your head in a microwave, it will explode, basically. It will fry your head. Stick your head close to an antenna, won't happen anything.
Well, in your case...
Nothing at all.
Yeah, exactly. So what is the actual point of this? I'm really losing you here. You really, really confuse me now. I really
Did you understand what I said?
No, it doesn't make sense to me. I can't make any sense out of it. I can't, relate to the
Look, let me explain again.
Oh, Jesus. So basically you're telling us it's got nothing to do with...
nothing to do with COVID-19, I think.
Okay.
Somebody who had the idea and put it out there.
Okay, so in that case, what do you think about vaccines?
No, I believe vaccines are bullshit.
Okay.
Okay, so...
That started off very well. How can you...
Because you don't know what shit they put inside that thing.
Yeah, but this is...
You don't know. It could help you, might not help you. In the long term, you don't know what's going to happen to you with your body. Maybe you can have kids afterwards. You don't know what shit they put inside. And being government, who make them in pharmaceutical companies who sell them, you actually don't know what's going to happen to you or your kids in the long term. Might not happen now, but maybe your kids won't be that easy. They could have kids after that, and their kids, and it's going to be like that. So they're going to make you maybe be sterile.
Well, you can't be serious about this. No, this is like it's exactly the same thing if you having an aspirin. It's exactly the same thing. You don't know what's exactly in the aspirin. You don't know exactly what the ingredients are. Same thing if you drink a Coke. Again, all the ingredients are there. Like the vaccine. If you get the vaccine, you ask what the ingredients are, they'll give it to you. But the point is that you wouldn't even understand. But it's the same.
You do know.
But it's the same as anything else. It's the same as anything else. You get a fruit juice and you don't read what the actual ingredients are. The point of being against vaccines is, in my opinion, so ignorant and so dangerous at the same time, because it's literally like, I don't know, you could compare like having a raincoat when outside it's raining. Like if you wear your raincoat, clearly you're not going to get wet. You're going to be protected. You're going to have some sort of protection. You're going to get less wet. If you don't wear your raincoat, you're 100% going to get wet. There's no other way around it. And to me, the vaccines work pretty much in the same way. Now, the fact that people claim that, oh, you get autism or you get, you can get cancer, to me, that's bullshit. Because
You do know. You do know because basically Coca-Cola's been around, 50 years? More? Aspirin's been around more than many years.
yeah, but still, I mean, the fact that they've been around, they still had to start at some point, right? I mean, there was the first day that the aspirins were invented and they were out on the market. Same thing goes with Coca-Cola. Somebody had to take them. So again, the point is invalid. I mean,
No, I don't agree. And some things that you said, I agree, but not all the. It's not ignorance. It's being careful. I think.
no, it's pure ignorance because you can't say that
I
you
agree
agree.
with some stuff that some stuff or not. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to take the vaccine. Okay, I'm saying that it has to pass at least 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, but
That it's known that the vaccine is working and doesn't procure any other effective stuff in your body. It doesn't procure you
but you
cancer
can't.
or
But you
any
can't.
kind of anomalies. I'm saying, like you said, for the aspirin. Yeah, the aspirin's been on the market for more than 50 years. Okay, but it's proven not to be harmful for your body. Actually, it is good for you. It helps your heart and blood pressure. It's quite good. I'm saying, even the other vaccines, there's been like 20, 30 years ago, and it doesn't procure anything. But some did. As you said before, no, this doesn't show anything that vaccines did. No, they did. Some vaccines did go wrong. They procured a lot of cancer for a lot of people. But I think that vaccines have to be for a long period of time tested and proven that it doesn't procure.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Okay, but here's the situation now that we're in with the coronavirus, right? So here we have the pandemic. It's exploded. Thousands and thousands of people are dying. You have the possibility to procure the vaccine almost immediately, and you have that possibility, right? And that possibility gives you the chance to save lives, save thousands of lives, which, if they had to wait 1 to 5 years, because, you can't wait 1 to 5 years if thousands are dying. You need to apply it, you need to prove it, you need to synthesize it. Once you synthesize it, you do some testing, they know how to test them. And from there on, you basically have to implement it. You have to start selling it. You have to start applying it so that you can save further lives. If you wait 1 to 5 years, the death toll is ridiculous. Yes, granted, if people keep their distance, wash their hands, obviously it's going to help. But you can't give the time frame that you said.
I'll explain it.
Okay.
So basically, you don't wait for the vaccines to. They're going to do their tests. They're going to work it out.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
But the normal thing to do now, get the virus, is stay inside. They wash your hands with alcohol, with everything, and be cautious like that. And work from home.
Okay.
You can always work.
Well, I think when it comes to washing.
But they have to stay at home.
Yeah, but like in terms of personal hygiene and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, granted, there's a lot of people that. Yeah. Okay, there's some reverb with the sound. I apologize. So getting back to you, in terms of personal hygiene, you're not.
Yeah, these people can work from where they are, but they have to wear protection. They have to wear protection because their job is to be.
Yeah, okay, but you can do that.
Protection. They have to wear a mask. They have to wear gloves.
Yeah, but that's not
themselves.
But that's not the point. The point is that you have the possibility to work from home. I've got the possibility to work from home. There are millions of people that don't have that possibility, and they can't be in lockdown forever. So, it just doesn't make sense. What you're saying doesn't make sense.
It does make sense because the virus doesn't live long enough. It won't live for like 3 to 5 years. The virus.
Yeah,
it can live like they say for 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay. If it doesn't have a host, if it doesn't find a host, yeah, the maximum that it can live is 2 weeks. They also said, like, if the temperatures rise after, I don't know, 26, 27 degrees Celsius, it won't survive. But that's not the point. The point is it survives because it transfers and travels from host to host, from person to person. And this is already a form of a virus that has been proven that is genetically more resistant than the previous. So, this is not something that, you can contain because, we don't let the virus travel. It's going to die in 2 weeks. No, it travels through people. And that's the problem. Right?
That's the thing. No, it's if you stop going out, it will stop spreading. The virus will die out. Okay, so
I get
less contagious.
I get that, but not everybody can afford to not go out, whether it be work
or if you don't wear these protecting.
Yeah,
but get still infected. You understand?
Yeah, I understand, but it's just not feasible. What you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. No, they should stay for at least another 2 months, 3 months, not more.
Okay, now once again, I didn't want to be forced to claim or put into the thing that you're ignorant. Put you on the spot. But you're really, really, really trying hard now. You have to realize that it's different. What you're saying is in an ideal world if everybody could do the same thing. This is not the case. This is not reality, right?
Two different things.
Exactly. So
I'm saying for the vaccine, for the next time, you still can't do nothing with the vaccine.
This is the point where you simply, it's not only you don't understand. It's like you cannot even, you can't even get to this level. The point is that the point is that all the bodies, all our bodies, we have different DNA, we have different body standards, all the kids are different, everybody's different. And that's it. So the level of reception and level of tolerance and level of
there's no solution. This is what you do.
Viruses
you
and
stay
infections is very,
far
very
away
different.
from other people.
And because we don't have a fucking
crystal ball, I mean,
we can foresee who is going to be sick and who is not. That's exactly the reason why the kids should get their vaccines, so that whether or not you're tough or not, we don't know. But if you get the vaccine, you improve your chances. Because, yes, the body's supposed to fight all the infections and all the viruses. Yes, the body's supposed to react, and that's true. And the majority of the people, they fight through. Like, if you probably got the coronavirus, it would probably even improve your life. If I got the coronavirus, I would not even feel it. But that's not the point. The point is not for me and you. The point is for the people that are affected, like those over 60 or those under 20. You cannot know how these people are and how they react to certain stimulations or certain inputs, infections, whatever it may be. So, and that's the reason why you take the vaccine, so that you are one step, I'm not saying it's going to eradicate it, but you're one step closer to being better. That's the whole point. Now, whether it's going to give you cancer in 5 years, you could get hit by a car tomorrow, You don't know. But if you have to weigh in the chances and weigh in the possibilities, I see no reason why you should go the other way. And, I see like people that don't believe this, or it's like discrediting the science. It's like global warming. It's like faith with God. It's like you're discrediting the actual facts and science. That's the problem. Because it's you can't argue that global warming is not affected by us. you can't argue that the medication, the medical breakthroughs that we've had have not improved our life and are always there to improve our life. You can't argue that, our world, the earth is older than 4,500 years old. There's the scientific proof and research for this. You can't just go against the science and say like, well, yeah, I mean, you can say like, I believe in unicorns, and but that's just denying science.
Well,
and
what I believe. Okay, what I believe, he's talking too much all the time, blah, 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 blah. So what I believe is, the vaccinations that you give to the kids, because they've been proven so many years and they've been out and they've been treated, they've been like tested and everything.
Yeah.
Good for the kids. Yeah, I'm not.
What? I lost you there.
I believe that it is good, basically, good because kids vaccines that have been around long time, and
okay.
they work
a long time. Define long time. I mean, it's
a long time, so they work.
Okay. Anyway.
So they work basically, and it's good for them. Like for when I had to go to Egypt, I had to do vaccines, but the vaccines I did, they were already out for 30 years, so that's good. They'd proven that they didn't have any problems, so I would do the vaccine only if I know that the vaccine's been a long time in the market. So. And it works, and you have to do it because you're going to get you don't know, as you said before, you don't know if your body's going to react to certain type of virus. But if you avoid the vaccine, if it's not not a new vaccine, you should avoid it till it's okay. It's on the market for years, and it's okay. So to avoid the situation with the COVID-19, I think the best way is to stay away from the vaccine now and stay clean.
Okay. Granted that people can stay clean. Definitely they can keep isolated. We can have social distancing. That's fine. That's all good, and it will definitely help. No, but from there on, you realize how much you've contradicted yourself in what you're saying, right? I mean...
I knew it. I knew you were going to say something like that.
Well, I mean, it's only normal because you're saying you do take vaccines, but only those that have been around for 30 years.
I think.
But even them, at some point, they were new and people did take them, so...
I don't. I actually... I believe in what I say.
Okay. So, we have clearly a case of, I don't know, you're probably in denial, but it's clearly there's a huge contradiction in what you're saying.
You lost your words, basically.
I really don't, at this point, I really don't know what to say anymore.
So, I think our conclusion in this thing is...
No.
Well, we don't have a conclusion. We just have the right side and the wrong side of things. And clearly, because there's on the wrong side of things, I would love to attribute that to, again, as I've done through most of this time, to ignorance. But it seems that there's a deeper factor in it, and I think we'll discover it from podcast to podcast. We've been quite in it through. I hope you had a good time. And again, if you think that this podcast is bad, you're very, very lucky that you didn't hear the actual first one, because half of the time it was me and Costa saying, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Testing. Can you hear me now?" And then after we did that for about an hour, We went on to actually do the podcast, and it looked like I had like a boiled egg in my mouth, which is probably how it sounds right now, but maybe with a better microphone. So we hope you enjoyed it. We hope you had some fun. And we'll be on next week and see what comes up next, what we'll discuss next. What would you like to discuss next week, Cocco?
UFOs.
Oh,
I
shit.
lost you there.
Oh, shit. Oh my God, I think this was a bad idea. I mean, I think okay. Well, we'll see. Anyway, thanks, Costa. And
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Ciao.
Thank
See
you
next
for the
week.
insultment
The insultment.
received.
Thanks, everybody, and we'll be back with the social gist next week.
Panda. I got broads in Atlanta. Just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers. Getting no licks in the band. Legacies. 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 Legacies.